a museum of hip hop, I think it would be good for it to say the first time hip hop met grimy West Coast battle rap right under that cover.
What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker here on Unique Access Entertainment. As always, please hit that subscribe button. It's right down there and it's free. That enables us to keep coming to you guys as often as possible with as many interviews as possible. So please hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends, like our content, share it, talk about it, be about it, each one, teach one. We appreciate you guys' support and getting us this far. Now, today for Cover Story, we have the honor and the privilege of being joined by Casual. Thanks again for coming through, sir.
What up? Thanks for having me. What's going on?
Yes, so Casual, we're going to do the Fear Itself album. This is Casual's debut album, 1993, Jive Records. And the cover to me was so interesting because in rap, most of the covers, you can really see the artist's face, or if they're not on it, it's very bright. It's a beautiful drawing or something like Short Dogs in the House or Doggy Style or whatever. This was the opposite of all that. So on a creative art design perspective, why did you want to have it so dark, so black, so like mysterious?
Good question. I was trying to encapsulate something. I wanted to be gloomy. I wouldn't even cut my hair for videos and stuff. It was this gloominess and this darkness I wanted to bring to hip hop with the album Fear Itself. When you start to envision a record cover like that, I started to see, I think it was an old jazz record that I kind of like bit off of a little bit, where just the light was just showing one streak of the guy's face. And even if you look at my avatar now, it's a photo of me with a cloak on and you can only like kind of see my mouth. There was something about that dark cryptic art that always thrilled me, but to keep it a buck, I wasn't necessarily responsible for that person who put together this is back on the Jive days. So that was after listening to my ideas, that was something that was presented before me. And I thought it was really cool.
Oh, okay. So then was like your name and your logos in red and the album titles in white, is that presented to you or you approved those?
No, that was something I approved that was presented to me. And to keep it a buck, I think they had showed me that version of my logo, right? Like with that cover, back in the day, Jive, I had them redo a lot of my stuff for me. I mean, well, when you get signed to a major label, they're going to redo your stuff for you. And so I think I was seeing my logo just in that same package or email with that album cover. And so I just wanted it to be, match the Fear Itself, to make rappers kind of scared back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Now, that being said, one of the other things that always intrigued me about it is a lot of people in this era, of course, using Onyx, the screw face. Everybody looked mad or upset, but you were kind of smiling almost on Fear Itself. So I was like, wait a minute, this is an odd expression.
We could probably see, you could put it up to see it. I was probably had what I thought was a menacing smirk or, a grimace or something. You know what I'm saying? Kind of be like, like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was a confident swag too. It was like these dudes can't mess with me chuckle, which was, even you can hear it in some of my verses, a little laugh in between while you're rhyming. And that was just the attitude of back in the day, hip hop's bravado and braggadocio, and you got to be hard or whatever. I wanted to come out and have an intimidating character. So that was part of it, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. And then because I was always also, as somebody who's done photography myself, I was always trying to figure out what was that shadow, who or what was that? Because the way you're pictured and where you're looking, it doesn't seem to match that there'd be a shadow behind you in that direction.
Interesting. That's a good question. I don't think that was another person or nothing. I thought it was I thought it was natural. So I'm gonna go look back at that and be like, he right, man, that's Photoshop. Nah, but I thought it was natural all over the years. I never gave it that much of an analysis like we're doing now, actually.
Oh, okay.
So that's a pleasure.
And then why with your hair did you decide to like, what was going through your mind, not only for the cover, but just in your life to where you were like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do?
Trying to look rough. Well, really in Oakland, California, where I grew up, I didn't want to look flashy, or I didn't want to look like, I didn't want to stand out. I didn't buy no flashy clothes. I always downplayed it. And when I even got my record deal, I only bought like a little old school car that no one could really like see me looking different than them. And so in my videos and stuff, I used to just be like, I ain't getting no haircut. If this is how I look today, this is how I'm doing the video. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I would be looking better than other times, but I learned that that's not show business. That's just you trying to be too real at a certain early point in your career. And you should have took their budgets and made them spend on the wardrobes and all kind of other stuff. But I was just introduced to the industry the way I was introduced to it. And so artists wouldn't benefit from that nowadays. So some would, but like some do that still.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Like they say, when keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah, I mean, hey, keeping it real is just a cliche thing too. Keeping it real in show business is a documentary. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like if everything else is scripted. If it ain't a documentary, reality TV even be scripted. Even with the arts, I started having, when reality rap came out, I was starting to wonder whether it was beneficial for hip hop for everyone. I mean, it's also good to get social commentary about what's going on in those times, but it started to darken the art and certain things. Pushing the envelope became something you shouldn't really do. People's like, oh, you didn't walk down the street and do that today, so you shouldn't be rapping about it. And and I always wanted to be a explorer with my brain type of an artist. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but
no, I think it's important because to me, as much as responsibility is on the artist, the real responsibility is on the audience, because the artist should have the ability to say or do whatever they want to do. It's their art. But when the audience decides, I want to like stuff that's shallow or mindless, then that's not the artist. The artist is the other argument I always get into or discussion is like, this is a popularity contest. Nobody that actually records and puts out music does it to not be successful. Like if you're recording, you want to sell, you want to sell records.
And you want to sell to me personally, I always wanted to sell records, but I never wanted to be like, I wanted to be rich. That's always just a word, but that's not a number. That's not a digit to a person. That's just a word. You know what I'm saying? Like if you feel you achieved it one day, you're going to say you that, but I never wanted to be top 40. I used to make songs to make sure that they wasn't going to be liked by that many people. For real. I mean, it sounds crazy, but there are highly specialized people who write books in ways that they know the majority of people aren't going to understand these books. They're highly specialized. They're for people pushing their industry forward. And I felt that that's a position in hip hop one could take. You ain't got to be like, my songs don't have to be played at a gumbo festival or at a club even. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be able to play this with some people just be like, it's 5 dudes in the studio who want to hear something that make them think of some better lyrics. Play some casual. That's my application in a lot of the times, and I write for that. And so I might be even saying stuff I'm not saying outdated in hip hop, but some people call it rapping about rapping. But I'm like, everybody know everyone shouldn't be rapping about rapping, but only the people who have things to reveal to others about techniques in rapping. It's perfect to be rapping about rapping because people could learn. Like I did a song called Styles where I went through every style from that was on the Smash Rockwell album, right, from 1 syllable to up to 5 syllables. And It's just something we like to do. I was highly specialized, and so I didn't really want everybody to like everything. You know?
Yes, but back to the Fear Itself cover, that was always so intriguing because in '93, when we were getting more clearly at that point, rap wasn't going away. Rap was embraced, not to the magnitude it is now, of course, but every year it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it still is, really. So when you flipped on the back cover, and your picture again is on the left, and you had the song credits, was that just presented to you as well?
Well, so how the process was like this: they gave you would do a photo shoot, and then they give you the back in the day, they'd actually give you the glass, the magnifying glass, and you looking over your and you picking them. And so I picked the front cover and I picked the back cover, and they took that and merged it with the art. Now, if we're talking about the darkness first on the front cover, if we're talking about like how the dark light slashed, the photo that I picked was actually a dark, gloomy photo, but that wasn't natural. They didn't that was like Photoshop, I think. And on the back cover, it was again another selection of a photo I picked that they positioned and did all the magic with, you know what I'm saying, so to speak.
Okay, fair enough. So now, as you look back, what would you say is kind of the legacy of the Fear Itself cover?
The cover?
Yeah.
Really, the legacy of the cover is a lot of the music behind it. What it means to people. When you see that cover, they don't necessarily, the cover is dope. But when they see that cover, they more or less think about a movement that came into hip hop at a certain time. It's kind of like when I look at, I was thinking of a Run-DMC profile cover or even the logo. When you see that profile, a red cover from back in the day or whatever, it's just a stamp. It's a stamp in my life at a point in time when I was doing certain things and hip hop was a certain way. I feel like when people see that Fear Itself cover, it just reminds them of when hip hop first met, well, to me at least, West Coast MCs who was just on that grimy, lyrical battle rap. You know what I mean? That's what I think it means to me. Even in the Museum of Hip Hop, I think it would be good for it to say the first time hip hop met grimy West Coast battle rap right under that cover.
So what, that being said, which Fear Itself song do you think matches the cover extremely well? Or do you think they all do?
A lot of them do, but when you said that, I started thinking of Follow the Funk, because it was like slow and gloomy. Doom, doom.
Yeah, that's a perfect atmospheric beat to match the cover. Yeah.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? And even that I think it was the intro that we started doom 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 doom.
Okay.
It was just, I'm doing mouth beats right now, but I hope the people watching can appreciate the mouth beats. But it was a vibe. It was a dark vibe to me. The darker jazz vibe, funk merging dark vibe. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, Casual, there it is, man. We appreciate you coming through the cover story, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Peace, peace.
In the beginning, hip-hop was ruled by the East Coast. Then the West Coast rose to prominence, thanks to gangster rap.
Straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube.
Hip-hop changed the world. Gangster rap changed the narrative.
I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world.
And then changed the world again.
Cause I'll come and take your life away.
The history of gangster rap features unheard stories, unseen photos and documents, all with exclusive interviews from the founders and players who shaped gangster rap.
I think a real gangster rapper has to scare you a little bit.
The history of gangster rap written by veteran rap journalist Soren Baker. In stores now.
Yo, what up? This is DJ Quick. Be sure to pick up my homeboy Soren Baker's book, The History of Gangster Rap, if you really want to know what we do.